In the previous video, we learned how to update the data, update the post. In this video, we're going to learn how to delete the data, how to delete a specific resource. Okay, so let's begin then. So what we're going to do is when we click on view blog, we'll also create a button over here to delete it. And we'll also keep that option when the user clicks on edit as well. So we'll have that option available at both places. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to close everything first. Where is this coming from? This post. Let's have a look. So post get, it's coming from the index. Okay. I know where it's coming from, but I just want to show it to you so that in future, if you come back after a long time, it's easy for you to know. Okay. I don't know what I'm opening up. Post controller.php. Okay, so index file. What's going on in the index? What is index doing? Index is giving us the access of all the posts and loading up the show post. So show post is basically the one responsible for loading up this file. So this is how you will check. If you come back after a few days, have a look at your site, and you don't know what's going on where, you just do PHP artisan route list. You check what is the route, you match it, whether it's a get request, a post request. Obviously, if it's just a page being loaded, it will be a get request. But if somebody's submitting a form or something, it could be either a put request or or a post request. Great. Or probably a delete request, possibly. Okay, so since it's an index being loaded, index function is being called. You go to that function, you go to that method, you find out what's going on there. You can see that this view is being loaded. So now you know that the show post.blade.php, which is this one, is actually responsible for what's going on over here. To show this post basically. Okay, all right, so since now we are into the right page, all we have to do is just create another button. So I'm going to copy this one, the edit one, and just going to paste it over here. Change the name to delete. I'm going to change the bootstrap class from warning to danger, because we need to obviously let the user know that they're going to be deleting it. So okay, all right, so we also want to see what is the URL for delete. So for delete, it's actually a delete method. So guys, this needs to be actually a form, right? So we need to put this, wrap this up into a form. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Okay. And I'm going to create a form here. So form action method obviously would be post, but later on we'll change it from inside. So we'll put the input type, it is equal to hidden. Remember, HTML form would not allow us to take the delete request, but we'll have to trick it by passing an input. We'll put the name as method underscore method, and then value as delete. Okay, great. And then obviously it's going to be a submit. So I'm going to say, I'm going to just paste this out over here. Okay, type is equal to submit. Okay, so you have a link tag with a button inside of it, and the type is submit, button is danger. Okay, I'm just going to go to this one. So basically it's the same link. Remember, these are quite similar, but the method is different, right? Like this one is same, but it's a get method. This one is same, but it's a put method. This one is same, but it's delete method. So it depends on what method it is. These two are similar, but this is get, this is post. All right, so don't get confused. Great. This is your best friend, guys. Always remember to find out what is going on where. Just come and do PHP artisan route list onto your command, onto your terminal if you're using Windows, and just find out what is the URL. First, go over here, check what's the URL, come back over here, find out what is the method. If it's a post method, it has to be a form. If it's a put method, it has to be a form. If it's a delete method, it has to be a form. If it's a get method, it cannot be a form. And you will check what is the name, so where it's going to, So which controller is it, which method is being called, you go to that controller file and you go to that method and you see which file, which view is being loaded there and what kind of functionality are being run over there. That's the best way to do it. You never get confused. This is your best friend. You come over here, you get this done. Okay, great, perfect. So coming back over here, so we've got a submit button, we've got a input element over here which is hidden by the method of delete, and we need to obviously pass this to the URL, which is this. So in fact, we don't really need to create a link button over here, because when the form is submitted, it would anyways go to that particular URL. So remember, to delete it, where do we need to go? We need to go to post and then the that particular ID. So posts and then the ID and with the root URL as a prefix. Great. So now if I think we also need to create this form onto your the other file, right? But let's just do it one at a time. Okay, let's not get confused. Refresh the page. Sure enough, you've got to delete as well. I think it's jumbling up. Let's just give some space. I know we can write it on the, okay, let's just take it in the div. To this. Let's try it this time. Okay, it's the same way. Container. No guys, no, I'm not going to use container and all that stuff. I'll just say delete form, and we'll go and write some CSS for that. Public CSS, this was our CSS that we created, this is file we created, so we'll just say dot, and we'll say margin top is equal to 16 pixels. Refresh. Something's wrong over here, need to fix it. What's going on? Let's see. Okay, it's not being applied, looks like. Why? Okay, it's applied. I didn't do a hard refresh, guys, that's why. Okay, I know this both needs to come in the same line, guys, but don't have time for that. You can always do that later. Okay, but just the functionality bit is what we're looking for. Okay, so if we click on the delete, guys, what's going to happen is basically it's going to call the destroy function. Okay, so we'll go to the destroy function now. Okay, in the post controller. So, and we'll just return what we're getting here. Okay, so remember we have the access to that particular post in the post method. So we're going to just go ahead and refresh it. Click on delete. What's happening? Okay, something wrong. Yeah, I remember. We are not use the CSRF, guys. Remember, this is the kind of error you'll get if you don't use the CSRF, right? So in all forms that you use, the first thing you do is just use CSRF field method, and you won't get that error ever. Refresh it, click on delete. Sure enough, you get the entire object of that particular post. So all you have to do is just use the delete method and delete that particular post, and then send the user back to the same page. So we'll use post and then delete. Okay, and then after that you need to redirect the user back to the same place. So return, redirect, and we'll just redirect. I think we can just redirect back. You know, the best way to do it, I just want to show you this function. This function is magic. You don't have to worry about where it's coming from. Just use back and it'll go back to the same place, but with the success message that it's been deleted. So success, success, comma, all right, post successfully deleted. Okay, and remember guys, because in the form we're using alright, we have not included the messages, so we do need to include the messages guys. So inside of the container I can just do add include layouts dot messages. Okay, so we're including this messages.blade.php because this is what we created in the previous videos. We are checking if there's a success message, then it's going to just go ahead and echo out the success message in the session variable. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and try that. Refresh it. And sure enough, you can see that it says post successfully deleted, and you can no longer see that particular post. If you come over here inside database, refresh it, you can see that post is gone. What we also want to do is basically create that functionality when the user is on the edit form as well, so that we have this functionality here as well. So all I have to do is just do a copy of this code right here, copy it, and go to that view, which is I think update post. Yeah, come over here and just below this form we create another form, which is this one, and that'll be for delete. Refresh the page, sure enough you have another delete. Okay, and click on this. What happened? Okay, the post did get deleted. I think that it's the issue with the redirection. So guys, do you know what happened? I mean, you can pause the video and think on it as to what happened. Okay, and think about it, what happened exactly, and come back in 5 minutes if you can't figure out what happened, just happened. So I'll explain to you. Okay, I'm assuming that you have paused the video and you've thought about it, and probably you have the answer or you don't. Whichever is the case, I'll tell you what happened. When you clicked on edit, right, then you clicked on delete. Okay, so the post did get deleted, right? You come to controller, it's saying deleted, and then it's saying back, which means go back to the same URL, which is this. Now obviously, because the post doesn't exist, the third one doesn't exist, this page won't execute because this doesn't exist, right? So sometimes it's not always handy to use back in the scenarios like this. So in that case, what we're going to do is basically come over here and say redirect, to make sure this always getting redirected not to the same page but to the view page, right, which is this one right here, which is, so we'll just say this one, so slash post. Now if you go refresh it, edit it, click on delete, sure enough you can see that post successfully deleted and it's been moved to this page, and I don't have any posts, so nothing's being shown over here. Obviously you can go to create blogs and create a new post over here, and then it'll be showing over there. Great guys, so I think this is brilliant. You've learned how to create a post, you've learned over here, you've learned how to go ahead and show the post over here, and then you also learn how to update the post over here. Obviously you don't have anything, so that's why nothing is being shown. So let's quickly create one. Post, content, author, whatever, category, whatever, submit it. Okay, so obviously on the home page we don't have anything, so we can just probably give a nice message on the welcome.blade.php, go to bootswatch, get the jumbotron, and just paste this over here. Go to welcome.blade.php, and in the content we can paste it hello world, and then we can just write that this is blog posting site. Okay, and then you can say that create a blog, a new blog, and obviously we can put a button over here for that. So I think we did have that in master to create a blog, which we can use over here. This was the one. URL, welcome, come over here, paste it, create new post, right? So we come back, go to the home page. Sure enough, you've got hello world. This is a blog posting site. Create a new blog, and obviously we can wrap this up into a container so it looks good. Zoom it in, div container, refresh it. Sure enough, great. Give it a little bit of spacing, br tag. Great. So this is my home page, hello world. I can click on create new post. It'll take me to that page. I can come to that from here as well. So you'll learn how to create a post. You learn how to show all the posts. So create, learn how to update the post. So create, update, create, read. So read is viewing the post basically. Update is over here. Then you learn to create, read, update, delete. So you also learn how to delete the post using this functionality. Okay, so this is pretty much it, guys. I hope this, this last 3 or 4 videos have been really helpful, guys. You learn how to create the form as well, how to deal with forms, elements, all of that stuff. And if you did like my video, guys, do share and subscribe. Do leave the comments if you like something, or if you want any changes to be made, or if you want to learn new stuff. All of the information, put that in the comment down below. All of these codes will be shared to you in the description box. You can take that help from the GitHub. I'm going to ensure I put that there. Okay. And in the next lessons, which I will make on a different day, because I'm making this videos for almost like 3 to 4 hours, we will go ahead and learn more. In the upcoming videos, guys, just to give you a heads up, we'll learn how to send and receive emails in Laravel, how to create subscriptions, how to handle the payment gateways. There's so much of stuff that you can do in Laravel, which all will be coming up in future videos, guys. Okay, you take care, guys. Bye-bye.